In a typical downtown apartment, a young couple decides to change the decor. The living room wall, after being properly prepared, will be painted with a new color and will host moldings created with MATIZ, the new decorative acrylic modeling stucco. At first, Maria and Alexandros draw their idea on paper. Alexandros covers the floor for protection. In order to repair the cracks on the wall, he will use ultralight putty. DUROSTICK lightweight repair putty is the ideal product for this kind of work. It doesn't shrink or crack. It strongly adheres to interior or exterior building surfaces. Alexandros slightly wets the crack. With a spatula, he applies ultralight putty. The putty dries within 30 to 60 minutes, and the puttied surface will be ready to be painted without previously being brushed. DUROSTICK Super plastic color was chosen for painting. Alexandros is informed about the details of its use through the Handbook of Contemporary Construction of DUROSTICK. The couple decides to paint the wall on the greyish shade number 49 N01, chosen from the DUROSTICK Color Collection swatch. Alexandros dilutes the color at a percentage of 5 to 10% with clear water and rhythmically stirs the mix. To proceed with painting, he will need a tray, a brush for the edges, and a roll for the large flat wall surface. DUROSTICK Super plastic color is easily workable without splices and delivers flawlessly finished matte surfaces in interior spaces. Approximately 4 to 5 hours later, depending on temperature and humidity levels, the couple returns to the premises. The painted wall has spruced the place up. Now it is time for decoration. Alexandros and Maria shall create a 60 by 80 centimeter frame on the wall standing 1 meter and 20 centimeters above the floor. They measure and mark with a pencil the outer limits of the frame. Then Maria defines the frame of the application surface with paper tape. Outside the paper frame, she puts a wider paper tape to protect the freshly painted wall. Alexandros is ready to prepare MATIZ, the decorative acrylic modeling stucco of DUROSTICK. In 2 liters of clean water, he adds 5 kilograms of MATIZ. With a mixer at low revs, he creates an easily workable, homogeneous, pasty mix without lumps. With a mixer at low revs, he creates an easily workable, homogeneous, pasty mix without lumps. MATIZ will be applied on the wall with a stainless steel spatula. Alexandros checks the flatness of the surface with a smooth pass of the spatula. MATIZ is carefully applied on the frame with vertical downward strokes, without leaving any empty spaces. The strokes are repeated in order to fully cover the surface and secure its smoothness. Its whiteness should support the molding and illuminate it. Approximately 3 to 4 hours later, and after the first coat has thoroughly dried, Alexandros returns to the premises in order to create the molding. With a spatula, he removes any stucco residues and checks the smoothness of the surface. He pays extra attention to the outer limits of the frame, where the paper tape is. From the 20 different hues of the DUROSTICK DuroColor system, the couple chooses the reddish shade number 6 in order to color the molding. Using the dosing syringe that contains the pigment, Alexandros pours a few MATIZ pigment drops on the paste, as many as necessary in order to create the desired effect. He mixes the paste and the pigment just enough to spread the color within the paste, but without creating a homogeneous blend. In this way, the color will stand out, creating a visually intriguing result. He spreads the colored paste on the surface with vertical strokes. He presses the spatula onto the white basis and creates a color ensemble that contains elements of the basis combined with color waves. Shortly after that, and before the last coat dries, Alexandros improvises. He impregnates a piece of cotton with the same DuroColor shade and dabs it on the surface, which is coated with a MATIZ color. He repeats this procedure several times, soaking the frame with color. With the same spatula he used for MATIZ, he spreads the color on the entire surface with fast strokes in all directions. By following the same technique, he fills the voids. The possibilities for the craftsman are endless, since with the same technique, there can be a second or even a third color on the same surface, creating a colorful, three-dimensional ensemble of high aesthetics. The result is impressive. A deep scarlet red, dark at certain spots and brighter at others, in successive waves composing a unique artwork that reflects the aesthetics of the couple that lives the space. Alexandros carefully removes the tapes that protected the wall, so he won't smudge the edges of the frame. In order to protect the molding, she applies Decofin, the new transparent matte water varnish of DUROSTICK. Decofin will cover the surface with a clear, waterproof film which will protect it from the everyday use of the space and the conditions of the indoor environment, while at the same time it will make possible its frequent cleaning with mild household detergents without altering its appearance. It will highlight and give depth to the creation, without the glossiness that would aesthetically degrade the result. It can be applied at least 24 hours after Stucco Decorativo MATIZ, with a roll in 1 or 2 coats. 2 hours later, and after the varnish has dried, the couple returns to the premises. They check on the dimensions of the frame after the implementation of the technique. Their decorative scenario includes a border around the frame. This border is lightweight and made of expanded polystyrene, the most appropriate material for this kind of application. With the help of a metal bracket, Alexandros points the border at a 45-degree angle and easily cuts through it with a cutter. According to the measurement of the frame made before, he sets the dimensions of each of the 4 pieces that comprise the border. Alexandros and Maria confirm the right dimensions that make up the border on the wall. The properly cut piece becomes a guide for the other pieces. Maria is marking, and Alexandros is cutting. The couple chooses Deco Epoxy decorative painting system of DUROSTICK that will transform the humble frame of polystyrene into an impressive creation that has the look of forged metal. Maria mixes the two ingredients of Deco Epoxy Primer so she can apply the blend on the border and properly prepare it for the paint. She rhythmically stirs it, then, with a brush that has the width of the frame, starts priming it. The decorative paint will be applied the next day. Maria chooses the gold shade from the DUROSTICK Deco Epoxy paint color palette comprising 14 shades of color. She empties ingredient B into the container of ingredient A and stirs until the mix is homogeneous. She then transforms the primed border. Approximately 24 hours later, the painted border will be installed around the artwork that was made with MATIZ, with the use of the odorless Power Glue Extreme of DUROSTICK. The cartridge's top should be cut, and then its spout should be cut in order to achieve an even application of the glue. The ready-to-use cartridge is armed in the DUROSTICK Special Application Gun. Their decorative perception, coupled with their unrestrained imagination, vest their space with a personal touch and made it ready to host their own private moments. Technical support. DUROSTICK is always at hand for technical support, irrespective of your specific stage of the project. A phone call or email is enough for you to find answers to all repair problems.